Hey guys, we're back.
So, today we have blessed you with a video. You're welcome. Basically, what we're I don't know if you ever watched BuzzFeed, how they do like the horror stories. But yeah, we're gonna be telling like crazy, like funny, horror, embarrassing stories from school.
But this thing seems crooked.
You're crooked.
I am actually crooked though.
Scoliosis Awareness Month.
In June. I don't know when I'm posting this, so. Right now it's May.
Nasty. Ew.
Why don't you start?
What should I start with? Something embarrassing?
Sure.
Okay, sorry. I've told this story like about 100 times now, but it was my 8th grade year. I was terrible. It was my worst junior high year ever. And so basically me and my best friend had like broke up, like not been best friends anymore. And she had a new best friend and we were all in the same art class. And so we all got to use the pottery wheel room together. And
Did you say
she
pottery? We used the pottery wheel.
we all got to use the pottery wheel room together. And they specifically told us, like, be careful of the step, because if you step on the pedal too, like, hard, like, all the way down, it'll spin, like, rapid. So, on my way out, I put my bucket of, like, clay-filled dirty water on top of my wheel, because I was dumb. And I accidentally fell, like, my foot kind of, like, fell back onto the pedal all the way. And this big bucket of clay water spins off and lands on my head, and I am drenched in dirty, gray, clay-filled, cloudy water, and it was so embarrassing. And I look over to my right, and there's my ex-best friend and her new best friend laughing so hard at me. They're on the floor crying, laughing, and I was so embarrassed. I didn't even like ask if I could leave. I just walked out, and the teacher started laughing too, and it was so embarrassing. I was like, oh wow, the teacher's laughing at me. So I went to the bathroom, cried, called my mom. My shirt also was see-through when it was wet too, so I was like scared. But like, yeah, I called my mom and I was like, I'm going home. And then they made me stay at school, so. Next.
I don't have stories like Savannah has, because
I have a lot of crazy stories.
Savannah gets herself into situations, oh my god.
Weird situations.
Well, so, why do I keep eating hair? Probably because I'm sitting next to you.
Bloopers.
You're the hairiest person I know.
Wow. Wow.
So this isn't like big major thing like hers where the clay water spilled all over her head and all that. This embarrassed me, but I also get embarrassed way easier than Savannah does. This happened in 7th grade, and I was in social studies class, and there was a boy who sat next to me who I had a crush on. For whatever reason, underneath my fingernails were dirty. And I used to take shop class, so it could have been from that. I don't really remember why they were dirty, but they were dirty. And so I was sitting there at my desk. I was just sitting there picking out all the dirt from underneath my fingernails. And then I looked up at the kid next to me who I had a crush on, and he was sitting there staring at me like this. I was so embarrassed because I had a crush on him. I'm like, oh no, he thinks I'm
looking up to that face.
He thinks I'm gross. And so, yeah, it was
You
really
are gross. Mm-hmm. Nasty.
I'm gross. That's okay.
Nasty. Okay, so I have a lot of weird stories, so I don't really know where to start, but should I tell my first case?
That's
should
an
I say
interesting
that one?
story.
Okay, this one's not embarrassing, but it's pretty weird. So yeah, if my best friend's watching this, she's gonna know what I'm talking about. She's gonna be really embarrassed. But so we'll call my best friend. What should we call her?
Beth.
No, we'll call her Karen.
Karen.
She's not a Karen, but we'll call her Karen. So my best friend Karen, and so me and my best friend Karen were at the homecoming game, and we decided to go with a boy named Cody. I'm just kidding. He doesn't deserve that name. With a boy named SpongeBob. And so SpongeBob decided that he was gonna pay for our tickets, so we were like, okay, we'll go to the game with you. Actually, no, his name is Ribeye. My best friend will get this. My best friend will get this joke. His name is Ribeye. We were going to the dance with him the next day anyway, so we were like, okay, we'll go to the game together. And So we weren't really watching the football game the whole time. So we decided to leave the game early. We were like, okay, we'll just sneak out of the game. They won't let us back in, and we knew that. But we were like, we'll just go to, there was a nearby place with trees, and we were like, oh, it's so dark and like secret over here. No one will ever be able to see us and what we're doing, because we were like hanging out. So we decided to sneak back there. So we were in this, what we thought was a closed off space. And my friend Ribeye was like, oh, he put a piece of grass in his mouth. Put a piece of grass in his mouth, really close to his mouth. He goes, one of you is to bite this piece of grass out of my mouth, and then you'll get a kiss. And so we were like, no, that's weird. We're not doing that. But then we made an agreement, and like they were like there already. I think they were already there to pick us up. And we were like, okay, we have to hurry and decide. And we were like, okay, you know what? We'll both kiss him. Like, not play the grass game. We were like, we'll both kiss him. And this is weird to a lot of people that know about this. Like, they're like two best friends kissing the same guy on the same night. That's interesting.
They both had a big crush.
We had an interesting friendship with him. So Karen went first, and she was like, okay. And it lasted like 1 second. And then Ribeye kissed me, and it didn't last very long either. But yeah, we both kissed him. It was really scary. But what made it really gross was that he just ate a mayonnaise-filled gondola right before that. So it was so gross. He's kind of a wet kisser. It was gross. So then we went, my mom picked up me and, I almost said her name, Karen, from the game. And we were looking out the window. We could see where we were standing clear as day. Like, where we were, like, if my parents wanted to, they probably could have looked over there and saw us both kiss him, and it was so awkward, and that, like, I just hope no one saw it, because it was so weird, like, and we thought that no one could see us, and then I was acting all weird in the car, and then Mom was like, there's something off with you, you can't hide it, because I'm terrible at keeping things from people, so, yeah, that's my first kiss story, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I have a lot of weird firsts. First period.
I don't really remember my first period.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I was a late bloomer, too. Most people get it at like 10. I know, but a lot of people get it at like 10.
Savannah got her first period on her 13th birthday.
Yep. In first period of school, like the first hour, gym class.
I was 14 and a freshman in high school. Right. Help me think of a story. I can't think of a story. Don't think of a story.
Really? You don't have any funny stories from high school?
Let me think. Oh, I do have a funny story from high school. Like, it wasn't embarrassing. Anyway, all right, let me tell this funny story.
Alright, tell you a story. Oh my god, if you get up one more time.
Oh my
god, if you get
up one more. Dude, really?
What?
Teresa. Okay. Oh.
I didn't even notice that.
She didn't notice it. Okay, so my hair looks ridiculous.
Look at my hair; it's greasy ball.
So
go like this.
Better. No.
Better. Okay, Karen.
You did it. Okay, dude.
Okay, go.
Okay. So, in high school, was not popular. And I was also not really friends with anybody in my school, really. I had a couple best friends, and that was it. I hated the people at my school. Most of them were rich snobs. And anyway, I'm eating this Zinger or Hostess, something or other, whatever it's called.
That's inappropriate. It's cream filled.
So, I was friends with, most of my friends were all older than me, and they were kind of like a part of the bad crowd a little bit. They were, they went to alternative school, so they were like, they couldn't hack it in real school. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so they were constantly doing things like that you're not supposed to do. So it was nothing new to me that whenever I was around them, we were doing stuff that we probably should not be doing. Or they were, and I was just kind of along for the ride. So anyway, this one night, we all went out and hung out all night. And we were out all night long, and I had to be at school the next morning at like 8. And so they didn't even take me home to like change or anything. I was just like, just take me straight to school. And just dropped me off at the front door. And so they pulled into the parking lot, and like you pull around to the curb, and then there's like a long sidewalk going up to the front doors. That's where people let you off. But they didn't do that. When they took it literally when I said drop me off at the front door, and they pulled up there, drove all the way up the sidewalk, all the way to the actual front door, and dropped me off. And yeah, so that was...
Isn't that embarrassing?
That was interesting.
That'd be the talk of school.
It actually wasn't.
Really? No one talked about it?
If they did, I didn't hear them talking about it.
That's actually kind of cool. You have some cool friends that brought you up to the door.
What?
You don't need to walk.
They were always trying to embarrass me, though. They would do things like... Oh, we always hung out in the middle of the night. That was like our thing. And we would go to Walmart in the middle of the night and walk around, look at stuff. And they would always drive those little carts that, like, for disabled people. And they would drive those around and be really loud and obnoxious. And then they would split up, and we didn't know where they went. And it was usually me and my cousin that were hanging out with them. And they somehow figured out the code on the Walmart phones. You know, like when the employees call on the phone, we need a cashier at register 6, or, you know, whatever. They figured out the code. Why does this keep moving? They figured out the code of how to do that. I don't know how you do it, but they figured it out. And so they went on the loudspeakers and screamed our names throughout Walmart on the loudspeakers. Please come to this aisle, blah, blah, blah. Tanya. Oh my God, that was embarrassing.
Remember the mall with Ribeye and Tractor? Tractor's the other dude's name. That's what I'm going to call him. So... so for my birthday, I didn't do like a real party last year. I just kind of went to the mall with some friends. And so Karen was there. My other friend, we'll call her Bunghole.
She'll be so glad to hear you call her Bunghole.
She came up with that name. This guy named Ribeye, the same Ribeye. And this guy named Tractor.
You need to clue me in on the ribeye. I want to know what that's about.
Okay, so this guy named Tractor too. So that was all of us. I have a very small friend group.
I understand the Tractor.
Yeah. Patrick was not invited. So we went to the mall, and it was so okay. So it kind of sucked the whole time because. So, okay. Where do I start? We went into the store. Well, we went to Rue 21. And that's, like, my favorite store. And the boys decide to go up to the worker and go, you need to talk to those girls. They're being really naughty and really bad. And those girls are just so, they need to be kicked out. And we were so embarrassed because they kept, like, telling store people, like, that. And then Tractor kept going up to Karen and like putting his hands on her shoulders and saying, calm down. That just made her more mad. And we ended up going into Ulta at one point, and just to get away from them, we went into the girls' bathroom because obviously they can't go with us. But yeah,
well, so that wouldn't stop my friends.
So then we were in that area, what's that cookie place? I forgot what it's called.
Mrs. Fields.
Mrs. Fields. So we were near Mrs. Fields, and Tractor thought that the Mrs. Fields worker was cute, even though she's like twice his age. And he was like, ooh, I should ask her out. And we were like, don't bother her, she's working. And so Ribeye goes up there and goes, do you want to get a massage with my friend? He wants to get a massage with you. And we were like, you're gonna bother her? Like, that's so creepy and weird. Like, we were like, bro, we want to apologize to her, but we didn't. And so then Tractor randomly tackled Ribeye in the middle of the like openness, and they were like tackling each other and fighting, like play fighting. And then tracked her the whole time, kept on going, I want to have a massage, because like the massage chairs, and he was like, let's get massages. Karen, get a massage with me. Karen, get a massage with me. So yeah, it was like really weird and awkward, and it was not that fun. The only fun part was when we went to Kohl's and we picked out like a funny girl outfit and made a ribeye try it on.
What is something that I've told you that's interesting?
A drug story, I don't know. When I was tripping on acid.
Well, here's one. In the 90s, we used to use CB radios in our cars, like for fun. And so not everyone had one, of course, but me and a friend of mine both did have one. And we would park next to each other in the school parking lot. And we would put on the loudspeaker, which you could hear outside the car. And we would greet each other over the loudspeaker at school. But then also, like on Fridays, we would leave our school and go to the rival school and drive by and like shout through the loudspeaker, like mean things to the rival school.
West side, best side.
We would do that. Excuse me. What else have I
My
done?
school sucks. What happened to me? I fell on the first day of school.
You know, the first day of high school for her, it was so funny because my sister kept saying, don't worry about the first day of high school. You know, I fell on my first day of high school, so there's nothing that's going to be worse than that or more embarrassing than that. And it's literally, she fell on her first day of high school.
But I mean, like, it was different though because like no one, I don't think anyone saw it.
I'm going to do another video because Savannah really wants me to do a video talking about like drug stories. Like, I don't endorse it or anything, but I did do stupid things when I was a teenager. But I do have some funny stories that I could do. So leave me a comment if you want me to do a video like that. Leave me a comment if you want me to do like a video of my birth stories of giving birth to her and Skylar. All right, I'm going. I'll see y'all later.
Bye, poopies.
We're
So,
walk much?
she's rude. Do that to yourself. Or say to you, Dad, look at what. Ew!
Nobody.
That's sad. I want to look like someone.
Did your dad just go, motherfucker? That's what I heard.
I think so. You toot more than I shoot.
Ew, what?
Right? Look, I feel like you're judging me.
What?
Okay, so whenever I talk to her, every time she like looks down, and I keep thinking that she's judging me because she's always like.
Am I the only one who does that? When someone's talking to me, I look at them.
I
look
just
at
feel like you like
Well,
think
no,
I'm fat or something.
No, I look at their eyes. I look at their mouth. I look down. I like my eyes move. I just move my
When
eyes.
I
around
talk to people, I look over here.
she only makes eye contact with herself right here because she's staring at herself.
Hit me up, baby.
All right, I'm leaving.
Bye,
Oh,
cookies.
wow. We make fun of each other's laughs too. She makes fun of my laugh.
She makes fun of my laugh more than I make fun of hers.
We were making fun of. Okay, so Savannah laughs very weird. She goes.
I do not.
Like it sounds like a dying car.
I don't do that though.
How do I laugh? What do I sound like?
You go. She goes. I don't know how to do it. That is not what I sound like.
You can't hear me laughing if you're that loud.
You're that loud. That's what you just did.
I gotta go. You're going.
That's what you just
That's
did.
not what I did.
That is what you just did. You'll watch this and you'll see. Dang.
You're going like twice the speed as me.
That's what you just did. Guess which one is my real life? My real laugh. Don't I sound just like it? You do that all the time.